Children, will see some of the compounds of boron, and first is the borax. First compound is borax. Its formula is Na2B4O7 10H2O, and now it is white crystalline solid. This borax is white crystalline solid. It is just few points. It is white crystalline water soluble solid. It is white crystalline water soluble solid. But solubility is quite less. But it is less soluble in cold water. It is less soluble in cold water. It is soluble in slightly warm water, or it is hot water. This is one point. Second is, on heating it swells up. On heating it swells up into glassy, transparent solid. On heating it swells up. On heating it swells up into glassy, transparent solid. And this is very much important to know that this principle is used in the chemistry, transparent solid, and this principle is used in experimental chemistry. Experimental chemistry means in experimentation chemistry, to detect the colored salts. Colored salts are detected. Colored salts. Now see how it is there. So when we children heat borax, there is the equation Na2B4O7 10H2O. When we heat, so on heating what happens? Or when we heat any substance, there is the loss in the water molecule. And here there is Na2B4O7. This is anhydrous. Borax, plus it loses 10H2. Anhydrous means from where water molecules has been lost. Now on further heating, what happens? On further heating, it starts decomposing, and there is formation of sodium metaborate. On further heating, NaBO2, there is formation of NaBO2 plus B2O3. This is sodium metaborate, and this B2O3, it is boric oxide. So children, the mixture of these two, it is just like glassy solid. It is transparent. Glassy solid. So point is how we do. So children, it is done by using platinum wire. It is done using platinum wire. So platinum wire, it is sealed in a glass tube, and this is platinum wire. And so we make a small loop. This is called as a loop. This is platinum wire. It is kept in all the chemistry laboratories. This is platinum loop. Just to take, and just it is very fine wire. We make a small circle around a pencil nib or pen nib. Now this loop is heated slightly and it is put in solid borax. So what happens, as you know, temperature is very high, so we go and heat in flame. So on heating it melts. This is anhydrous. It swells up. Initially this is swollen mass. This is swollen mass. It swells up. It swells up. On further heating, it melts. It melts to form sodium metaborate and boric oxide, and it is covered. It is covered. So you have the very small spoon. Now we take any salt, like suppose we take the copper sulfate. We take the copper sulfate. So copper sulfate, and here this NaBO2, this copper sulfate on heating it forms the copper oxide, and as a result there is the formation of CuBO2. This is copper metaborate. So the point is corresponding metaborates are obtained. It provides it is transparent. So it remains as it is a small spoon, and there is formation of corresponding metal metaborates, and thus it has particular color. All the borates are having the particular color, and we are able to identify by its particular color. There are the standard charts. The standard charts that which metal will form borate of which color. So this is all about the borax, and this is called as borax bead test. This is borax bead test. So here there is formation of a small bead due to this reaction, and this is the chemistry of borax bead test. Now children will see very important part in the boron, anomalous behavior. So anomalous behavior means the property or the behavior any element is exhibiting, and it is exhibiting alone, and the other members do not behave in that manner, and so this is called as anomalous behavior. So anomalous behavior is defined as the property or character due to which any element, it can be a substance, any element or substance differs from rest of the members. Rest of the members of its own family. Rest of the members of its own family. And so this is anomalous behavior. So children, you know, boron is typical metal, and in spite of it, it is poor conductor. So the main points, there are many points, but you know, it is First point, it is extremely hard solid, and others are not so hard. Other members are not so hard like boron. And you know why it is so? It is because of the smallest size. It is due to the smallest size, different atoms of boron can be attached together. Different atoms of boron can be attached together by a stronger force of attraction, and as a result, it is extremely hard solid. You know, like aluminium. Aluminium is also solid, but you know, aluminium is soft. Second point is, it has extremely high melting point. That is how much? 2450 Kelvin. And others have much less. Like you know, gallium. Gallium is also from this group, but gallium melts on our palm. And I had said in the beginning of the chapter that gallium melts on our palm, and it has melting point less than 30 degrees Celsius. It is 29.6 degrees Celsius. So this is very important. Actually, children, the difference or the behavior is due to some of the internal factors of the element. Now third, it is poor conductor. It is poor conductor of current. It is poor conductor of current, whereas others are not. Whereas others are not. They are good conductors. Like you know, aluminium, you all know, aluminium is used in making electrical cables. Aluminium is used in making, you know, the utensils. So boron is also poor conductor of heat also. Now, other points, the you know, boron basically it forms the compounds with having ionic character. It forms compounds with ionic character. Compounds of boron are ionic in nature. Compounds of boron are ionic in nature. It means compounds of other, they are covalent. While others have covalent character. Others have covalent character, children. So why there is the difference? The difference is due to the size. When the size is small, there is ionic bond. Because the electrons, you know, can be lost and it can be gained, so it is due to the metallic character. Whereas others are covalent, it means the size is larger. So it is very much important point to note. Now children, next point is, you know, in case of this, there is the oxides. The chemical properties are also very much significant. Oxides of boron. Oxides of boron, you know, they are weakly acidic. Oxides of boron are weakly acidic. Oxides of boron are weakly acidic, while others are different. Like aluminium. Aluminium amphoteric. Aluminium amphoteric, and rest are basic in nature. Rest are basic in nature. Now this is a very much important point, and the other point is that the halides of boron, how they behave. So halides of boron are monomeric. Halides of boron, next point, halides of boron are monomeric. Monomeric means they exist as single molecules. Monomeric, while others exist as dimer. Monomeric and dimeric. Monomers and dimers. How? See children, in case of boron and aluminum, just you had seen yesterday, boron BCl3. So this is monomer, or it is monomeric in nature. Whereas in case of aluminium, it exists as like this. We write AlCl3, children. We write what? We write AlCl3. It is one, but it exists as Al2Cl3. It exists as like this, Al2Cl6. How? This aluminium, there is aluminium, and here there is one Cl, and here there is this Cl, this Cl, and this Cl. This is very important point to note. This is called as bridged structure. Bridged structure. Bridged structure. This is the bridging. Now children have to keep in mind. See the symmetry. Here the chlorine, this chlorine, it is this and this chlorine. We write here H, this B, means B stands for bridging. The bond length of this and this are, all the fours are having the same bond length. But here the bond length is slightly larger. And this is the condition of dimer. This is the dimer of Al2Cl6. Now children, I am going to explain today a very important part, and it is about the boron metal. So boron, we'll see boron. First we'll see the physical properties. So as I had said day before yesterday, boron is extremely hard metal. Boron is extremely hard metal, and it is just identical to aluminium. So it is extremely hard metal, and the hardness depends on the force of attraction. Hardness depends on the strength of force it has between the different atoms. So, or any case, in any substance, it has high melting point. So the high melting point also depends on the force of attraction between the elements. So if the elements of the atoms have high melting point, so there will also. Now second is, it has very high melting point. Its melting point is very high, and it is indicated by the hardness. And the melting point is, it is 2450 Kelvin. 2, 4, 5, 0 Kelvin. It is very important to note that boron has very high melting point, and it is indicated by the hardness. Now, third, the feature of p block. What is feature? That it forms some allotropes. It forms allotropes. The allotropes, children, they are not so significant like allotropes of carbon or other elements, but it has some allotropes. It has tendency to form the allotropes, and the allotropes have, they have some not so difference in other forms, like carbon has diamond, graphite, fluorides, etc. Just the allotropes of boron, they have the difference in their color. Color is the difference. Now next point is, it is poor conductor. It is poor conductor of current. In spite of its metallic character, it has less tendency. Why less tendency? Because size is very small, and the electrons are not so easily available. Children, so conductivity depends on the ability. Conductivity depends on the ability to provide the electrons in flowing easily. So here it is poor conductor of electricity. And last point, it has few isotopes. It has only 2 isotopes. Boron has only 2 isotopes, and one is 10, other is 11. Boron, 5, 10, and boron 5 and 11. Only 2 isotopes, and isotopes, they are different in number. So this isotope, it is around 20%. It is around 80%. So this is the basic part. This is the basic point about the boron.